Zimbabwe's got the supply, and through the route that we are looking to go down now, all the doors are open, green light everywhere.
Undercover reporters are offered the chance to launder money by a group close to the Zimbabwean president.
And we can move quickly. We have to move quickly.
Ricky Doolan is related by marriage to the head of what we call the diplomatic mafia. He's also known as Pastor Ricky. He preaches at an evangelical church in England.
Exodus 9! 1, 2, 3, let's go!
Excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am.
Before they discuss business, Doolan makes sure no one is listening in.
He's the head of security, so he's going to take our phones, okay?
You want to take my phone?
Yeah, I'll just speak to him.
Okay.
And it's just for security
Stanley
purposes.
calls me, I need to.
Of course.
Mr. Stanley is the fictitious boss of the I-Unit undercover team. He's a gangster who wants to launder hundreds of millions of dollars from China.
We want to be very clear. We are pro cash rich. It's embarrassing to start with.
Good, I like embarrassing cash.
The problem is, and we want to all be clear,
Absolutely.
this is black money. This is money which cannot be declared.
Okay. And what? Probably part of the reason you target in Africa.
Exactly.
Johnny is posing as a black market money trader, the Hawala man, who moves money across borders.
And we need jurisdictions which are not that
Right.
rigid.
That's why you need this team of people
Okay,
to be involved. Simple.
Ricky lists the diplomatic mafia's chain of command.
So, during this conversation, we'll not mention names. I don't think we need to. Principal. You know what my principal is. We know who the number one is.
and just to be clear, your principal is the ambassador.
Correct.
Number one is
I'm
This
going
is
to
the
not
president.
Yeah.
Number 1, Emerson Mnangagwa became Zimbabwe's president in 2017. The principal, Ambassador Hubert Angel, is one of the country's most senior diplomats. He's also a self-proclaimed prophet and founder of a church.
Discover the secrets to growing in the 5 dimensions of God's power.
Ricky Doolan is part of his show.
You were born in September. September.
Angel says he is all-knowing and all-seeing.
So I went into your refrigerator. I'm seeing your refrigerator now. Inside the refrigerator to your left, there is something written grilled beef, a pack of grilled beef. And on this side there are 3 tomatoes inside the refrigerator.
I think you know Africa. As long as you grease the wheels in Africa, you grease the wheels. There's no issue. There can't be no issue. And this protection is number one. Now, the greasing of the wheels, we are going to figure that out ourselves, using this team to make sure that everybody's taken care of, everybody's happy, and things move without questions being asked. There is no way, it can never happen. How can questions be asked when these people are happy? They can't be.
Because the balance and
Police, banks, customs,
This is the executive.
immigration.
people who are not happy, other people who are not.
But this is the executive. This is the executive power.
Remember when you first called me and
Yes.
you told me, and I said, you need to understand, our money cannot.
You don't even need to say anything else.
Miss Sin is posing as Mr. Stanley's financial advisor.
Listen, work with me on everything.
You are a point man. You're the point man.
What I'm going to do is make sure that through these people, that this person knows everything. They're bringing in this amount, they're investing in this, they're doing this, and oh, very good, very good. Okay, no problem. Meaning that probably when you arrive at the airport on that private jet, you'll have a motorcade to take you to where you need to go.
It becomes legal.
More than legal, it becomes protected on the highest level. so that you are arriving as investors, not people trying to sneak things through the border. As soon as you arrive in that country, you're now treated as executives.
But that's what we're looking for.
Presidential executive. And it's a system that's secure. This system, it's the easy part. The things that you need facilitating can be facilitated 100%. Listen, everything will be done with this person's knowledge.
Me, number one.
Of course.
There is one demand.
Everybody's got to be benefiting.
The diplomatic mafia has already offered Mr. Stanley a laundry service.
This is Henrietta's project as the president of the Zimbabwe Miners Federation.
Henrietta Rushware plays a central role in the money laundering plan. She's related to the president. In episode 1 of The Gold Mafia, Rushware explained her scheme to Ricky's principal, Ambassador Angel. The plan involves using Mr. Stanley's dirty cash to buy equipment for gold miners in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, so small. So small. No helmet. Nothing. They're shoveling it with a spade. No digger. No equipment. Nothing. But what they're looking for is they're looking for investment that's going to make the gold process move faster, and then the return on your investment comes in gold, and it comes at a good return. That much I can say.
Once Stanley invests $10 million of dirty cash, the government keeps $5 million as a surety. Gold worth $5 million is flown abroad and sold every week. Stanley then tops up his investment with another $5 million in cash. The washing machine continues until all his dirty money is cleaned.
I'll pay him in cash, I'll pay him go out.
Gold. And who's going to say anything about the gold? Exactly. Where did the gold come from? The ground. And this is what you can do. You can either keep your gold there in Zimbabwe, or you can fly it out to Dubai. No problem. Otherwise, everyone wants to know why, where, who, what. It's a good washing machine, right?
Yeah.
Anything you need to take out of the country, that is my area.
Cleopas Chidodo is a security manager at Harare Airport. He works for the Civil Aviation Authority and offers to help Mr. Stanley.
This is my 23rd year, 23 years. I'm at the airport. That's why I got promoted and now the boss. You need to be telling me what you are carrying. It will also help in making some charges. You see, if for example you are taking money, we need to know how much you are taking. Usually for money it's about 5% of what you are taking. But if you are taking precious minerals, gold, diamond, the prices goes up.
Undercover reporters say they plan to export gold through the airport, the proceeds of laundering Mr. Stanley's money in Zimbabwe.
There's a lot of gold going through the airport.
He will take care of whoever Mr. Stanley hires to smuggle the gold. The smuggler will contact Chidodo.
He might text me, he might say, arrived in the airport. Sometimes I might be in the CCTV. Like, then I ask him, how are you dressed? He might say, I've got a white t-shirt, what. And then I see him going to check in.
Chidodo's man at the scanner is bribed to look the other way.
I've told him how much he's going to get. If he sees something, he just pretends as if he's not seeing anything. My guy will tell me the bag is here. I will tell my guy load it, get loaded, and then the guy is just coming like a normal passenger. He goes in, nobody talks to him. That's how it happens. There's no risk at all.
Alec Yassini is an experienced courier who's offering to be Mr. Stanley's gold smuggler. He works with Chidodo.
He's very cool, he's very steady. He's a Zimbabwean, he looks very innocent.
You tell me when to come through. I go straight with it. Then I take it to the plane. Then we carry on. Through the security, yeah. So he's got his guys on the ground telling me, you can come now or not now. And I come through when it's ready. I've done it. I've never had a problem. Never. For the past 8 years. Just like you were walking in the park.
If I see him, I don't even talk to him. Maybe we might call each other, then meet in town. If he's at the airport, I don't talk to him.
Chidodo can also deal with gold carried in hand luggage.
You come to immigration, they stamp your passport. From immigration, you come to my guys now. And then I tell you, come, but use a machine to your right. Where we move shoes, bills, what. You put in the machine, they don't look at your bag because there will be arrangement between you and me. After that, you go into the departure lounge, and then you sit. You wait for your plane.
No problem.
No problem. No problem.
Previously on the Gold Mafia, couriers delivered gold on flights from Zimbabwe to Dubai.
At times there are 3 people at one flight, depending with the volume. They carry gold.
When they get by the security checkpoint, their bags are exempted to search.
The I-Unit surveillance team tracks the couriers. They return with millions of dollars in cash, hand-carried in wheeled luggage. A secretive billionaire funds the operation.
Simon. Nothing happens without Simon. The money is ultimately Simon's.
Simon Rudland runs his own mafia, from money earned through his cigarette company, Gold Leaf Tobacco. He's known as the boss.
This country has sanctions. So the country can't sell the gold anywhere in the world. So an individual can sell it because he doesn't have sanctions. And he's the guy, Simon Rudland. Yeah, he's very big, yeah. Huge.
Ewan McMillan is a Zimbabwean gold trader and smuggler. He's known as Mr. Gold and is a friend of Rudland.
I say to you, you have no idea the money this guy has.
Rudland sources tobacco from farms in Zimbabwe, and his company Gold Leaf Tobacco is one of the largest cigarette producers in the region. Rudland also makes a fortune selling cigarettes on the black market in South Africa. Gold Leaf Tobacco produces what are known as cheapies. It avoids paying government duties on these cigarettes, so they sell for much less than other brands.
He's an illicit cigarette trader. He's the biggest in South Africa. The illicit cigarette trade earns rand cash, so he gets a ginormous amount of rand cash. How does he legitimize it?
Can I take it out?
He goes through the same problem what you're going through. He has the same problem of legitimizing his money as you have.
Rudland launders money from the sale of illicit cigarettes by exporting gold from Zimbabwe. The gold delivered by Rudland's couriers is sold to Orlean Global Trading in Dubai. Orlean has other dealings with Rudland. On this transfer alone, it receives nearly $3 million from the accounts of his cigarette manufacturer, Goldleaf. Orlean is controlled by Rudland.
This is all Simon on the other side. Orlean, Simon Rudland, 100%. Orlean is a front company for gold, for the tobacco.
Daoud Khan once had a central role in laundering Rudland's dirty cash. He has left the gold mafia and is speaking exclusively to the I unit from a safe house.
So it's Simon laundering that money. Money that was not reported through the legitimate streams and needed to be moved.
The cache of files obtained by the I unit include photographs that have never been made public. One man features prominently.
He's a legendary figure. He's sort of spoken about in sort of hushed tones that everybody wants to find, wants to locate, wants to discuss, wants to catch, wants to prosecute, or wants to use.
His pickups will be $1 million in profit a day, transferring to different countries, to different places, and he got all the connections to do that.
The documents pave a money trail that leads to the man in the photographs and his company PKSA. The cash from Rudland's illicit cigarette sales is funneled into the company. It sends the dirty money to Rudland's Dubai company, Orlean Global Trading. A ledger reveals that PKSA sends a series of payments to Orlean totaling $98 million US. This bank transfer says the money is to fund Orlean to source gold. Orlean imports gold from Zimbabwe's central bank. One consignment of gold is worth $2.6 million. Orlean invoices PKSA for exactly the same amount. PKSA then sends more money to fund the next round of gold buying. Rudland's dirty money is now gold in Dubai, which he sells, and the money is clean. To avoid raising red flags at the banks, PKSA's money transfers are disguised as loans that Orlean will pay back.
The money never comes back. The money definitely never comes back.
They forge letters to show that the supposed loans are repaid into PKSA's account at Absa Bank.
I don't know if you've noticed on one of them. We hereby that PKSA Finance Pty Limited is a client of EBA Bank. Absa, but they're saying EBA Bank. For a bank to make that mistake, this document becomes null and void. It's definitely not money coming from overseas.
The director of PKSA is the person in the photographs.
Mohammed Khan is a person that will never use his name.
The documents include the name of a former business partner. We call him Jimmy.
Mohammed Khan is known for money laundering. If you need money going out of the country, you go to him. Mohammed Khan cleans the money, gets the money out of the country to foreign accounts.
Mohammed Khan's reputation grows as a money launderer for Southern Africa's elite. He becomes known by a nickname.
Mo Dollars.
Who is Mo Dollars?
I think that name makes him feel like he's a man.
And I've been told Mo Dollars is multiple different people.
He was a lavish spender. He took us on trips to Dubai, Hong Kong.
He does money laundering like big scale, big scale.
He's sort of held up as this sort of shadowy figure that controls money laundering in South Africa.
His weakness are women and fast cars. He's driving a Ferrari, buying a Lamborghini.
Wada Latif was married to Mo Dollars for 19 years.
The day when I left him, there was 15 million rand there. 15 million rand cash in the houses, in suitcases.
He needed power. That was the most important thing for Mohammed. Power and control over everyone.
Daoud Khan is Mo Dollars' brother.
We came from a very tough upbringing. We were always looked down upon in our upbringing. People always judged us because of the way we dressed or we didn't have food. It was just a survival game.
Mo Dollars then finds a way to make money. South Africa's exchange controls limit how much money can be sent abroad.
You've got infrastructure that's collapsing around you. You've got corruption at almost every level. Everyone that has money is trying to get out. Everyone that's got the finances is moving that money to offshore accounts in the millions.
Mo Dollars finds clients who want their money banked overseas. They drop cash at a store in a Johannesburg shopping centre. The store has 2 floors.
You had a bottom structure, selling blankets, buckets, brooms, mops, you name it. It was like a general trader. Upstairs was controlled access, and when you got upstairs, there were 4 to 5 individuals sitting as bank tellers, counting money. You would come in, they would run the money through machines, count the money, and give you a deposit slip. Like a legitimate bank, but it was not.
Mo Dollars divides the cash into small bundles and deposits them in the accounts of dozens of newly formed companies.
Those companies were made up with people's IDs that were stolen. He goes and opens up a company with the same person's ID.
Jimmy and Mo Dollars also buy identities.
The people that are suffering in the nights, we used to go out, tell them, okay, we're going to give you 5,000 or 10,000 a month. All you have to do is come with me. We're going to open up a company. We used to take him to the bank. We say, okay, we're going to open up a bank account.
They are given a cell phone and the bank provides an online account.
The cell phone was taken away from them because we got the cell phone with the OTP PIN. The PIN number was changed on the banking app.
The accounts are all managed by Mo Dollars, and the funds are ready to be moved offshore. Mo Dollars firms, PKSA and Salt Asset Management, appear to make foreign currency payments on behalf of a South African business to an overseas supplier. The money is described to South Africa's Reserve Bank, which monitors these transactions as an advance payment for goods to be imported.
And when the money moves abroad, it's through an import advance payment, which is a particular reporting line you can use for the Reserve Bank. Every transaction abroad has to be reported to the Reserve Bank, and you have to give them a reason for why you are moving money abroad.
A store selling religious goods in Johannesburg is one of Mo Dollars' front companies for his advance payment scheme.
He unloaded money through that account. Ugandan is a very well-known business. It's run by father and son.
An invoice is sent to the store from a company in China for $167,000 of Islamic clothing. The invoice has been prepaid, and the goods will be supplied at a later date. But nothing is sent.
The quantities are astronomical. He wouldn't have space to actually store this. He wouldn't have enough people to even sell this to. It's a fake invoice.
The ploy involves an overseas supplier sending an invoice for goods. Mo Dollars pays using dirty money. But the invoice from the overseas supplier is fake. Both the sending and receiving accounts are controlled by Mo Dollars. No goods are imported, but dirty money is now clean in a foreign account. To the Reserve Bank, the deal looks like a normal business transaction.
Nothing was coming into the country. It's just all a front. Everything is just a front.
The import advance payment, it's a very useful technique for money launderers because you can justify the movement of funds out of the country without anything coming in just yet. So you can say, well, this is an advance payment, and it allows you to move the money abroad immediately and then, create a paper trail at your convenience at a later stage.
In a recorded meeting, Mo Dollars warns an associate not to take business from a rival money launderer. He describes his laundering method as merchanting.
Our thing is we do merchanting. That's it. It must stay that way. You promised us that nobody will do it. The moment you start doing merchanting for 2-3 people is a red flag.
Dawood is the author of the fake invoices.
In the office, we had a strong room. And in the strong room, we had boxes upon boxes of bank stamps. We had boxes of passports, we had boxes of ID documents. Mohammed would ask me to create the invoice for him. Getting prices, getting logos, creating the information. On an entire book of salt asset management, I can say 90% of the accounts that were on the book were hijacked.
I always advise the corrective. This cannot go in one basket. Yes. It goes. It has to go in 20 directions. Like I always, like to have the eggs in different baskets.
Kamlesh Patni is a notorious international gold dealer. He's known as Brother Paul. He's offering to clean over $100 million of Mr. Stanley's dirty cash. He can conceal the money in his global businesses.
We can use our network. In UK, we have our jewelry, our hotel group, we've got our property companies. We have a justification for the money because we send it from our Dubai companies to London. And we have the financial records.
As Brother Paul, Patni presents himself as a church leader and philanthropist who runs a charity for the poor. The I-Unit traces one of Patni's former accountants.
In the starting, I think that this guy is very nice and he's always saying glory be to God and I am the man of the God.
But Patni's charity, called Hand of Hope, serves as a front for money laundering.
He started giving charity donation to the official people. He hid bribery in the form of the charity.
Raj keeps a ledger of Patni's bribes. It contains payments of university fees for the children of a key figure in a subsidiary of Zimbabwe's central bank.
The father name is David Chirozivi.
David Chirozvi works for Orex, a jewelry manufacturer and part of the Reserve Bank. He's their head of finance. Patni's company, Susan General Trading, has a license from Orex. It allows the company to export gold and diamond jewelry. The deal includes a bonus payment from the government worth 18% of the export value. Patney's company also has a license to buy mined gold on behalf of the National Mint, Fidelity.
Kamlesh Patney every day deposit 80 kg gold, 100 kg gold. So it is the volume of the gold that he deposit there.
These licenses are supposed to increase Zimbabwe's production and sale of gold. But by design, they enrich Patney and the officials who approve them.
One guy is responsible for that gold sales. His name is Dubey. And Dubey is getting good benefit from Patney, 3,000 per month.
Dubey refers to Mehluleli Dubey. He was Fidelity Printers and Refiners head of gold operations.
And he also the signing authority for getting the license for sale and purchase.
Another name in Patney's ledger reveals his control over Fidelity. He makes monthly payments to F. Kun.
Frederick Kunaka subscribed him his name like F. Kun. He paid him 30,000 per month. Frederick Kunaka.
Frederick Kunaka was the general manager of Fidelity. Patney operates from a gated property in Borrowdale, a well-off suburb of Harare.
You know that Frederick Kunaka has come every time to his office at 299 Borrowdale. Every month. He got $30,000 USD.
Kunaka's signature appears on all of Patney's gold trading licenses.
Frederick Kunaka is the one signing authority. He's the main guy who has to give them license to buying, selling gold, and any other license related to Fidelity. 3,000 for Mr. Dubey, 30,000 for Mr. Kunaka every month.
With the cost that we have to pay, does that include the cost we have to pay everybody? Yeah, of course. Like, do I have to pay somebody in Fidelity for the paper, or somebody in the local?
Patney will charge $10 million to wash Mr. Stanley's dirty money. It's a package deal that includes the bribes.
It's the storage.
Oh, yeah, you get 10, you will get this.
And you will look after all the other people, so we don't have to bother.
It's not then your risk. Once you pass it into our hand, it's our risk.
Mo Dollar's money laundering operation is also built on bribery. He targets staff at Sasfin, a South African bank that caters for small businesses.
There was a couple of guys that used to come home Friday afternoons, after lunch, they get their money. So life was good, was Sasfin.
Once you get to know these individuals in the bank, Mohammedan would then meet with individuals, see what type of character you are, what's your needs. He's got a family, wife, kids. That's not enough money for him to enjoy life. So let's tell him, you look after us, you push through all our payments, no questions asked, on the specific company, and we'll match your salary every month. In cash.
We used to give them holidays overseas and used to renovate their houses for them. Used to buy for their wives smart cars.
It's basically, how do we choke this person? If he's got something that we can use, how do we get it?
Mo Dollars instructs Daoud to send a payment request only when a certain employee arrives in the office.
Here's a payment that Mohammed's sending through to me, and he's asking me to send it to H only when he's in.
H refers to Hussein Shanara. He was in charge of Sasfin Bank's foreign exchange payments.
Mohammed and Hussein had a magnificent relationship. He would basically ensure that his staff is pushing through this work unquestioned. So he was like the most valuable tool or component, if I can put it that way, in Sasfin to ensure the success of the money being laundered.
Hussein Shanara sends an email to his boss asking to hire a candidate.
Hussein is nominating an individual that we will be able to control in the back office.
Despite concerns about his lack of qualifications, the bank hires Shanara's candidate.
Here's someone that we can easily rope in under our payroll, and we can ensure that we can utilize him for the services.
A ledger of Mo Dollars' company expenses logs monthly payments of 20,000 Rand, roughly $1,600, to Hussein Shanara. He pays another Sasfin employee 40,000 Rand per month.
Hussein was introduced to us by another individual by the name of Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall was the head of the new business, onboarding new customers. And there was one other individual that also became a massive headache in the beginning, Cheryl. Cheryl was the compliance manager. Eventually, all Cheryl wanted was a piece of the pie. Cheryl came onto the payroll.
She was paid $800 a month.
Whoever needs to be controlled, keep them under control, the problem will go away. And he did it only with money, bribery. He controlled the bank. He controlled it.
We were actually the executive management team of the Sasfin Forex processing department, if I can put it to you that way. Mohammed was CEO of that company, without them knowing.
Mo Dollars' payment ledger records bribes to employees at other banks too.
We had Videsh at Absa open up accounts knowing that the individuals are not present in the room.
Videsh Siripat is a relationship executive for Absa Bank. He's paid a monthly sum of 10,000 Rand, $800.
He would get the compliance people to sign it off, have another representative sign the document, and claim that all the necessary compliancy boxes were ticked. I can make a phone call for you now to individuals in Absa Bank that would put whatever you tell them to put on a letterhead for you, and they would stamp it.
An employee at Standard, the largest bank in South Africa, also receives monthly payments of 10,000 Rand, or $800.
Vivian Nijker. He is a senior manager at the compliance division of Standard Bank South Africa. And he basically deals with all aspects of compliance within the bank on foreign transactions, and also is the key communicator to the South African Reserve Bank.
Nijker emails Mo Dollars using a pseudonym, Vic Grimes. He ensures that Mo Dollars' company formation receives approval from Standard Bank.
We would then provide him with the necessary documentation. He would by himself set up and complete the application. He would then submit it through to the Reserve Bank, get approval, which would allow us to facilitate payments without any scrutiny through any bank.
Let's talk about gold. And then number two, we talk about hotels. Why I'm going to talk about hotels is simple.
Ambassador Hubert Angel leads the diplomatic mafia. He calls himself a prophet. He says Mr. Stanley's dirty money can do more than buy gold.
Gold is easy, but there is no way to cut a ribbon. I didn't get that.
Building a hotel would please President Mnangagwa.
The politician wants to open something. Yes. So if you go up there and say, I've got a physical thing I want to do also.
You want to legacy. You want to legacy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say it without saying it. You're going to get more attention the moment you say, we want land for hotel.
The ambassador has a location in mind.
The town of Victoria Falls is like what, maybe 30 meters long, the main street here. You think of that, and we have the seventh wonder of the world in there, and we've got visitors there. When you get to Victoria Falls, what you might need is land. And that land, the day we meet the president, is provided on the spot.
He's sold land to foreign investors before.
I did the deal for Royal Family of Sharjah. Yeah. You know, they needed 30,000 hectares. And I got on the spot, and the president said, yeah, let them fly in right now. I already have land for them.
Later, Doolan calls Miss Sin to discuss the undercover team's proposed meeting with President Mnangagwa.
Right now, the president is completely busy, but it can be made to happen because his time is so valuable. You guys are going to have to pay a facilitation fee so that we can facilitate the meeting. It's the only way that it will work. The facilitation fee will be $200,000.
Okay, Ricky, just so I am clear, it's like a donation, right? 200,000?
It's a facilitation fee.
Okay, and this will confirm the meeting?
Correct.
And this meeting is definitely with...
It will be with the number one, the president.
I used to do the money run because he couldn't trust anybody to pick up the money. The money came from the cigarette guys.
Mo Dollar's ex-wife picks up the profits he makes laundering for the gold leaf mafia.
I pull in here. Dave will see there's a spot next to me. And then he will park next to me, come around, and then he will tell me, I got maybe 2-3 boxes. Then I say, okay, put everything in the boot. There's 2 or 3 boxes, then you know there's 1.2, 1.3 million coming in. The more money, the more adrenaline.
When Mohammed became rich, he made it known. He had money. When gold leaf tobacco was on board, we started doing transactions from the early $100,000 upwards. Within a period of about 6 months, if not even shorter, we moved to $2 million, $3 million.
Mo Dollars hits the mother lode.
The biggest stuff I did was gold leaf.
Mohammed wouldn't be who he is without Simon.
Goldleaf's boss, Simon Rudland, signs a letter authorizing Mo Dollar's company, Salt Asset Management, to act as Goldleaf's agent and make payments to their overseas suppliers. The account has one purpose.
Gold Leaf Tobacco was opened specifically for the intention of money laundering and nothing else. This was pure greed by Mohammed and Simon Rudland. They knew the process worked. They had the capabilities in getting those payments done.
Dawood was responsible for creating credible but fake invoices that allow Mo Dollar's laundromat to move Gold Leaf's funds.
I needed to go and investigate prices on tobacco and chemicals and look at past records of Gold Leaf Tobacco and get that information and create invoices.
The fraud begins with instructions from Gold Leaf to settle the legitimate balance of payments owed to suppliers.
Gold Leaf Tobacco would phone me directly. They would forward me all the documentation directly. So I've received an email from Gold Leaf Tobacco, the finance department, with legitimate documents, I'm assuming, for a legitimate payment.
Before submitting it to Sasfin Bank, Dawood amends the email from Gold Leaf Tobacco to add another payment request to Simon Rudland's company, Orlean.
So we're going to piggyback off this original email, and we're going to include an additional transaction or transactions to this email.
In this one email, a payment of almost $2 million is made to Orlean Global Trading. An attached invoice reveals that this is a partial payment to Orlean for $14 million of Zimbabwean tobacco. But no tobacco is imported.
This Orlean 1 year is not legitimate. So this has been attached to the legitimate payment from GLT. Purely a disguise.
Vantage Leaf, based in Mauritius, is another company used to launder Gold Leaf's funds. It invoices for over $12 million of Zimbabwean tobacco.
So Vantage Leaf is one of the companies where we created the invoices. No goods, no services, purely just money laundering.
Belmont Valley charges nearly $16 million for tobacco. Payment is made to a Swiss bank account. Gold Leaf Tobacco makes payments against a $9 million invoice from a company in the United States, Liberty Gold.
100% fake. And I can tell you that with 100% certainty because I done that logo.
In his haste, Dawood misspells a word.
That address belongs to, I think, a shop in the United States. And I was given like an hour to get things together. It's a fraudulent company. It's fraudulent transactions.
While pushing through payments, Mo Dollars needs to cover his tracks. He pays Lulama Kene, an IT technician at Sasfin Bank, to wipe fraudulent transactions from the bank's digital system.
Lulama was instructed that with this Swift code, you need to go onto the mainframe of Sasfin's banking system and remove that entire transaction and any information related to that transaction.
The transfers are hidden from the South African Reserve Bank, which monitors banking fraud.
The Reserve Bank is going to look at their ledger and say, okay, the bank sent us all of this. Reserve Bank is going to believe Sasfin's spreadsheet.
While evidence of the bank transfers are wiped, the fraudulent transactions remain on the monthly statement. Dow deletes them before he forwards the accounts to Gold Leaf Tobacco.
We scrubbed the fraudulent transactions off the statement. And by scrubbing, we basically recreated the Sasfin bank statement. The Sasfin logo is skew. For me to basically keep record, I always tilted it slightly skew and left it that way.
Gold Leaf's Sasfin account is Simon Rudland's laundromat for the profits from the illicit cigarette sales.
Gold Leaf Tobacco had the capability within Sasfin to move massive amounts of money. Not questioned, because you had the respective eyes in the bank overlooking the entire process. 99% of all GLT payments were money laundering, fraudulent transactions.
They move billions a month. Billions. Billion rands a month. Money with us was like water. It was, you open the tap, you get the water.
In episode 3, the heart of the Gold Leaf Mafia's operations in Dubai.
This is called Silver Protocol Towers. So now we are going to gold.
It all comes out of Dubai. It's all Dubai, 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 Dubai.
And a shooting shocks the gold mafia.
I mean, you got shot. And the guy reverses and follows the car and just shot down the road.